That's right. It's time for the Dog and Chicken Show.
And welcome back to the Dog and Chicken Show. Yeah. It's yeah. Sorry.
Can I get a oh yeah?
Can I get a oh yeah? All right, that's a good way to start a show. Yes, trying to be political free tonight. We're gonna do movies and shit. So starting off, what are we all drinking? I got my starting with the Crown, and I'm gonna jump over to some scotch here after a bit. Probably some Jura. What do you got there, Mr. Tony fucking G?
I am having a couple of different grams. I've got some Jameson Black Barrel, so we got some Irish. And I've also got some Oban 14, a little bit of Scouchy Scotch. And I poured them about 2 hours ago to give them time to breathe. And, oh, babies, it's so good.
First question popping in. Is Tom Thummery going to be going on in here? Tom, I'm ready.
Only if I drink a little more.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That was perfect.
That was amazing.
Lynn, what you got tonight?
That was a weird night, by the way. Well, I guess I'm starting off with I still can't pronounce this. It's either Glenn Go Fuck Yourself, Glenfiddich, or either way, it's 15-year. Yeah, it was on sale, and I got a free T-shirt when I bought it. I don't know what promotion they were doing, but it was kind of neat. And then I actually went to the same liquor store to get the Templeton Rye 6-year, which is just a little bit better than the normal Templeton 4-year.
Have you tried the maple cask yet?
Just in case, got some more. No, I haven't. They don't have it where I'm at.
Gotcha. What's that, Tony?
But,
what'd you get the Glenfiddich on sale for?
I got it. I think it was right about 40 some bucks a bottle, which I think they're normally like 50 to 60, maybe a little more. I don't remember, but it was like off. And plus, they gave me a $5 coupon along with it. I bought this bottle of Templeton and this bottle, and it cost me $89 total. I was like, okay, deal. You got my money. And then I got a free T-shirt too. So that was the Post Exchange, the Class 6 store where they sell the best alcohol and a lot of variety, and give it to the AFIs for knowing their shit when it comes to booze. But other than that,
awesome.
On to the next.
So drinking words, we got Trilogy, Tom Brady, Batman, Hollywood, and if Tony's kids interrupt, we could probably
any kids.
Any kids.
Well, any kids interrupt.
My
I'm
kids
just saying.
Fuck with me. So
I'm not taking all the heat tonight. It's just a precursor, just in case.
Okay. Lynn? Well, anybody interrupts the show. How about that?
Okay, I like that.
What if mom pops her head out? Like,
there you go.
It may happen. I'm just gonna let you know.
Oh, that's good shit. So tonight,
I need to share and like and subscribe, which all you guys should do as well. Sorry.
Yes. Be clicking them buttons, y'all. Maybe Phil tonight. Don't count on Phil joining us tonight. He did prepare a list, but had some other things come up, so he's gonna try. Cross your fingers. Maybe he'll jump in later on the show. Otherwise, we're gonna move on with our top 10 movie sequels of all time. So this could range from pretty much anything. How hard was it to put a list together, Tony?
Honestly, it was kind of hard to put the whole list together because there's like 5 there that I'm like, for sure, it has to be like these movies. But then rounding it out, that was what was harder. Like, I gotta put this in, but does it really deserve to be in? And it was honestly a little more difficult than I expected it to be because I've got a bunch of lists on my phone for when we inevitably start getting to doing these lists a little more routinely. This is kind of a entry back into that foray that we've done in the past. And if you haven't seen the video game list, the greatest video games of all time, go back and watch that. It is an absolute shit show. One of our earlier episodes, but man, was that a lot of fun.
Oh, we were so fucking drunk on that one.
Yeah,
Cowboy Kid. I can't fucking believe you, Tony.
Okay, all right, we're not going there tonight. Because Cowboy Kid's a great game, and you can both suck my ass, and I don't want to hear
it. There's a few people.
Sounds like something a Cowboy Kid guy would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know what? It is, because I'm proud to be a Cowboy Kid guy.
You're fucking normies. Sorry, I had to throw one in there for Phil. You're just jealous because I can put a beer can on top of a beer bottle. Oh, God. Inside joke. All right.
Let's just do a show with inside jokes and nothing else. It'll be hilarious.
Yeah. There's a lot of those. So let's kick it off with number 10. I'll get us started. I was debating on whether this one should make it in, but this is more of a nostalgia pick, and because I kind of missed some of the good old stuff. So I got Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, where they travel around with death and eventually have to fight their counter robot selves later on in the movie.
Not just fight, totally they had to build. They had to build their own robots.
Yeah.
Okay, so the premise of this is just you got to name one movie sequel only. You're not saying the whole series, or is it just
no?
One
I'm just saying what. Just picking like if I had like the 10 best sequels to own, what would they be? And like I said, this is one of those dumb ones that I could sit and watch like 30 fucking times and not care.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted. We can talk the whole series or whatever. I haven't watched the new one. Is the new one even out?
I think it's on
the new one's
Amazon.
New one's out.
Okay,
it's like $3 now for rent.
I don't know. A bunch of the SJW haters in the world like really shit on it, so I haven't watched it. I'm afraid it's going to ruin Bill and Ted for me. So, we got Gremlins 2.
I'm afraid it's going to be like when they did the new Dumb and Dumber movie, and you're like, "Fuck, they waited way too long to make this movie." So, I don't know. Is it going to be like that, or is it like, okay, this motherfucker is Neo and he can do no wrong now?
Yeah, he ruined it.
I can say that I personally saw this movie. I watched it with Chloe. She watched both of the other two prequels, before time, because I don't let her go into something, without knowing what's going on. And, because such an in-depth movie as Bill and Ted, she loved it. And for a kid's perspective, and if a child is watching it and she gets amazed when she sees characters and her eyes lit up and she was like, "This is such a cool movie, Dad," and blah, blah, blah. I watched it through her eyes. She liked it, so therefore it wasn't bad. Yeah, Keanu looks weird without facial hair. He looks a lot older. He shows his age. And they still had an excellent time. And it wasn't a horrible movie. The robot guy was actually, without giving any spoilers, the robot guy was kind of all right. And no, Station wasn't involved. Sorry, kids.
No,
you gotta remember Station.
All right.
There was no Station, but they do say Station once. It's like a nod to Station. But other than
that sucks. Anyway, Bill and Ted Bogus Journey is what I got. Tony, what's your number 10?
No, that's a good pick. Honestly, that's one of those movies. Like anytime I saw it on TV, like you stop and you just start watching it because it's so stupid but so great at the same time. Love that one. Haven't seen it for a while. I might have to pop that in. That's nostalgia feels. I am starting out with a holiday movie, believe it or not, but I don't know if you can seriously qualify this as a sequel, but I think it is, and this was a great one, and I have to watch it every year.
Christmas Vacation.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and this is a fucking national treasure. This is Chevy Chase at his best. I mean, come on. You don't even have, if you want to watch these things in sequential order and try to pretend like they didn't recast the kids every time they made a new one, it's a little difficult, sure, but man, there's so many quotable lines in this fucking movie. It's a staple in my house. We probably watch it once in the summer, and then again when December rolls around. It's a must-see movie, and if you've never seen it, I truly pity you.
Yeah, it's one of those. I don't know. A lot of people didn't appreciate National Lampoons, especially at our age. It's one of those you have to go back and watch them again because as an adult, you start getting the humor. Like I remember watching some of those National Lampoons when I was like 12. I was like, these are fucking boring. This sucks. Like, and you go back and watch them. You're like, oh no, okay, I get what the hype was. Lynn, what was your number 10? By the way, Christmas Vacation was a brilliant movie. That's a good pick.
Yes, I do commend you. Good choice. I'm going to go straight off the bat with a horror movie. I'm going to agree. I'm going to reserve that one for probably number 1. But this horror movie, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream World. And the reason why I say it is because Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 kind of
was the worst sequel
away.
ever.
Yeah, they totally turned that into a fucking typical fucking Part 2 sequel where they just fucked up the original storyline. They kept Freddy. That was about it. Maybe I think the house was involved, but it had a whole other guy. His name was Jesse. Sorry, Jesse. But Jesse was not a likable character, and he was like going through some prepubescent changes or something, and Freddy came out of his body and it was just garbage. And there was like a pool party massacre thing going on too. And so they decided to scratch that writer, apparently. Excuse me, Rona. They decided to scratch all that bullshit, and then they bring back the original chick from the first movie, Nancy. But she's grown up now, and she's got a little white streak in her hair, like Tulsi or something.
Yeah,
and,
that's what I was going to say. Tulsi.
And all these kids are in a mental institution because they ain't sleeping, and they're bullied, or they're just out of control teenage kids that are trying to get away from sleep. And Freddy comes and fucks all their lives up, and they all band together, and they forces of evil fucking get stomped by the forces of good, and it's all around great. And they had cool music video by Dokken. It was so fucking 80s.
Yes.
I don't know what to tell you. One of the greatest movies.
Yes.
And that's only my top
about
10. That's number 10 for me.
Yeah. I forgot about
all the good things I can remember about that movie.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Yeah, the second one was absolute trash, but that was a great one. I fucking love that one.
I also got to add that Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey had one of the best soundtracks as well.
Yep.
I mean, it was Megadeth, Faith No More, fucking Tesla was on there. Yeah, I can list them, but yeah, it was just tits. All right. On to the next, sir.
On to the next. My next one, I'm going to a horror movie as well. It's actually rated one of the better sequels widely. I'm going with Evil Dead 2, fucking Ash Returns, where you finally get horror comedy mixing together. It was actually like you watch Evil Dead 1, they were really trying to make it more of a horror movie. Yep. And I don't know the backstory necessarily on why they went with a comedy routine on it, but it was fucking awesome. It was so original. It was way better. And of course led to Army of Darkness, which was a fucking fantastic one as well. But yeah, Evil Dead 2 was fucking tits. I love that goddamn movie. That's my number 9.
That got like just a crazy cult following, and I think that's one of those they got more and more appreciated over the years. Maybe not so much when it first came out. Like there were still fans, but I think that one really started picking up steam, 5-10 years after the fact. And I think it was all just Bruce Campbell because of the reason they wanted to go the comedy route with that one. I believe it was just because of him.
Let's see. Tony, what'd you have? We got Evil Dead, hell yeah.
Well, I'm sticking with the holiday, but I'm also going with horror movie in my number 9 spot, and I'm going with one of my personal favorites, Halloween 2, This is not the remake. Never the remake. Fuck the remake. I won't even watch the remake. No. Fuck no. No. This is Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasance. This is the original Halloween 2. I love this movie so much because you can actually watch the original Halloween. The original Halloween is just hands down my all-time favorite horror movie because, I don't know, it's just so good on such a shoestring budget. They got a bit of a budget for this, and they stayed true to the story. They worked around it a little bit. They kind of put a new flair on it, but it mostly takes place in a hospital, and it's just the death scenes in this one are just so cringy. Even by today's standards, you can watch and go, oh shit, like when he scars the nurse and with the hot tub, the bathhouse, when he burns her alive in that. I mean, there's just a lot of really great scenes in this one. And I loved this. I love the series as a whole, but this one really still to this day stands out to me. Really, really does. Love this one. It's a yearly thing for me if I get a chance that I don't have kids watching with me. If I can get them to bed and I can put this on, I'm watching this one.
All right. Hey, I got a question. There was a Halloween sequel that had nothing to do with Michael Myers whatsoever and had to do with Halloween masks and bugs coming out of people's eyes and shit. Do you remember that one?
Fuck. No, I don't remember that one.
I think Tony. That was Halloween 3. Okay, I was hoping you weren't talking about that one being the greatest fucking wall, because that's what came to my head when you said Halloween 2. I'm like, no, not the one with the fucking trick or treating garbage bullshit with the mask. God, it had nothing to do with Michael Myers at all. They just used the name, and everybody bought into it, thinking, hell yeah, we're gonna go see a new Michael Myers movie, and it was garbage.
It was because originally,
but I'll take it back. Michael Myers is awesome.
When they did number 2. They thought that, okay, this is going to be the send off to Michael Myers. We're not doing just Michael Myers anymore. They wanted to make it into an anthology series. So this was their foray into that. And there's actually a Halloween commercial on a TV in a bar scene, I think, in this one, just to pay homage to Michael Myers. But this one flopped so fucking bad that, they went right back to Michael Myers.
Shit.
And the timeline of the entire series as a whole, you've got that. Then they go back to Michael Myers with 4 and 5. Then they kind of retcon 4, 5, and 6. They retcon 4, 5, and 6 with H2O. Then they bring in Busta Rhymes to do ninja stuff and Resurrection.
Yeah, that was the word.
Fucking terrible. And then they rebooted the whole thing again. I mean, forget about the Rob Zombie stuff, but they've rebooted it yet again with Jamie Lee Curtis. It's kind of a shit show as a series, but if you only watch 2 movies from the series, watch the original 1 and 2.
Fair enough. Lynn, what's your number 9?
Well, my number 9 is in direct correlation with your Evil Dead 2 pick because it has the same director, Sam Raimi. Now, the reason why I say Spider-Man 2 is a pretty damn good number 9 for me is because that whole scene where Dr. Octopus was his little tentacles are going out and chasing after people. It was kind of like an ode to Evil Dead 2 in the way the camera movements were. And it was just like how the chainsaw scene, everything was, he was basically nodding to himself, which was kind of not self-deprecating, the opposite of self-deprecating. But honestly, it was just fucking awesome to see. I knew who was directing that movie just by watching that scene. I'm like, this is a Sam Raimi movie all the way through, man. This is fucking awesome. Because
nice.
I'm a big Evil Dead fan as well. And that's why. But I hate to shit on the Spider-Man Sam Raimi, but Spider-Man 3 was garbage. I don't know what it is about 3. Sometimes they just suck. But, emo fucking Peter Parker was kind of weird.
That was what killed it. Yeah. When you take a badass movie and try to make it comical like they did with Part 3, like
I was so excited for Venom in that. I was so excited, and they fucking botched it.
They gave the dude from that 70s show.
Fucking Topher Grace was goddamn.
I think that's that's kind of what I want to do from now on is when we tell one of our good sequels, we should talk about one of the shitty ones as well from the same franchise.
Yeah,
It only does,
one,
yeah. I mean, well, if you had to pick a worst and the best, that'd be the way.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
unless you want to include unless you want to include the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, because those were absolute dog shit.
Yeah. Well, they weren't technically in the same universe because I think they're all going to pull together here when that multiverse shit happens with the MCU. That's just my hope.
So excited. Yeah.
Cool.
Anybody watching WandaVision? Oh my God, I'm so fucking excited.
Oh God damn it! Now I have to start watching this shit.
You do. And trust me, the first couple episodes, you're going to be like, what the fuck am I supposed to be watching here? This is kind of weird. Yep. Just get into it and watch them. Trust me.
Super good.
Before you have to cancel Disney because they canceled that one chick that was on.
The Gina Carano thing. Yeah.
Stupid. Fucking stupid. She was going to get her own show, too.
Sorry, I don't cancel things. Yeah. Apparently.
Everything's canceled.
And I can't talk politics. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it.
We'll save that for after the top 10 or post show.
There you go.
Because I got plenty. Let's see. Jeremy says his 9 would be Resident Evil 2. Nice.
Okay. Did we get to Osama Home Alone 2?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't stand the other one. Oh my God.
The one where Trump's in it? Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, fuck. All right. We're at what, number 8?
Yes.
Oh, I got a coin flip on this one of it's either I go with a classic or I just go with a fucking pure badass movie. I'm gonna go with the classic because I do actually enjoy the other one more. We're gonna go with Star Trek Wrath of Khan.
Okay. I was hoping somebody
one of the greatest. It's like the greatest Star Trek movie they ever made. No. Like there's no doubt. You like if you never watched it, yes, exactly.
Sorry.
If that's not in contention for any top 10 list when it comes to great sequels, then fuck you. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
That's why I didn't have it, because I knew somebody else was going to have that. I was never a huge Trekkie, but that's easily the best Star Trek movie. And I'm trying to think of the worst one. Which one was it with the fucking, they were saving the whales? Was that like 6 or?
I'll be honest, I didn't watch them all.
The last time I watched one, it was a whale movie. They were saving fucking whales, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because I just want, like 2. I'm like, that one's great, and then they're saving whales in like the 4th or 5th or 6th one. I can't remember. It was terrible.
No. If you're gonna watch any of them, watch Wrath of Khan. Fuck the rest of them. That one was fucking awesome. If you're an old school Trekkie fan, that's the only one you need to pay attention to.
I did like. I remember seeing the one in the theater. Which was the one they killed off Kirk in? I remember seeing it at the theater. I think that's the only time I saw it, but I did enjoy that one. But it's not as good as Khan.
Yeah. All right. What do you got for number 8?
Oh, let's see. Okay, so it had to come to this point. I'm sorry. You have to bear with me here. I've got kids, and I've been watching this thing my whole life. But God damn it, pick one of them. I don't care. The second, third, or fourth, they're all fucking amazing. Toy Story. It has to be mentioned. It's an incredible franchise. God damn it. Watching the 4th one was fucking heartbreaking, man. Oh my God. I was like 33 when I first saw this damn thing. We're watching with my kids, and my kids are like, yeah, that's kind of sad. But when Buzz Lightyear and Woody tell each other goodbye, that was fucking heartbreaking, man. That got me right in the feels. Oh my God. Just brutal. Oh my God, yes, sir, Sami. You must watch it. It's mandatory viewing. It's incredible. Forky is a great
4th one either.
Oh my God, it's so good, man. It's so good. They're never going to be bad. I mean, it's Tom Hanks and
it's like almost simultaneously in 2 different chats. There's a snake in my boot. There's a snake in my boot.
Oh, it's a great. No, I mean, they could make 20 of those things, and it don't matter if you like kids movies or not. Those things are fucking great. That shit paved the way for movies like Shrek. Okay, that was a classic. That was your OG of animation going into digital.
Jeremy says the newest one is Woody all grown up, and the new toy is a blow up doll.
Well, it's funny because in the fourth one they start
course.
making like the girl makes her own toy out of a plastic fork. So now that shit can come to life. So I'm like, so what if you like put googly eyes on mom's dildo? What would happen? Never mind.
Yeah. Number 8, Lynn.
Number 8. Wow.
Beat
how
that
do I
one.
top off the mom's dildo with the googly eyes. Man. Okay. So I'm going to go with Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth.
Nice.
Right? Hellraiser 3, you get Pinhead, who's like he's like the head demon dude, and he's just awesome. Everything about him in every single one of the movies is really legit fucking scary stuff at the time. By the of the movie, they're in this like dance club, and all of a sudden you can't get in or out, and they're all stuck inside, and there's fucking a whole jam-packed club full of people, and they just come in and start pulling people down to hell and ripping them up and killing people left and right. It was like the most deaths I've seen in one scene, and it was just random, gruesome, gory murder happening over it was just crazy shit. And I think that was also the one where Pinhead actually had like a history, and you can tell who Pinhead used to be before he became the ruler of hell. And so it was
that's like
legit movie. It was pretty badass.
Hellraiser was very, very creative when it came to their characters too, and I remember even if people that weren't horror fans were just like, dude, what's with that dude? He's got a really cool costume. And he's got a razor out of his head. Like, what the fuck's going on with him? Like, you were like the characters were interesting. Their little weird powers were fucking cool to watch, and how they killed people. And I don't know, it was like pre really badass video game era where what's that one where the dude's infected, that video game where the dude's infected and you like morph into different shit and make a hammer out of your hand. God damn it, what was it?
Prototype.
Yeah, Prototype.
Yeah.
But that's what when Prototype came out, I was like, oh my god, this is like a Hellraiser character. Fuck yeah. I was hooked on that right away. So yeah.
I think it kind of introduced a lot of people to
the worst one.
The worst one, what?
Yeah, it was kind of a kinky fetish thing. The worst Hellraiser movie, I would say, though, is the Hellraiser in space.
Anytime they go to space, it's not going to go good.
Anytime there's a sequel and it's in space, I mean, Jason did it. Fucking Critters. Critters, they came from space, so they had to go to space sooner or later. Yeah, fuck the space movies. That's just when they run out of ideas. So they send them to space. I'm waiting for Michael Myers to go to space.
No.
The only place Jamie Lee Curtis can kill him. Let's do it.
Yeah.
For reals.
For real.
All right. Number 7, it's going to be you can critique some of the other ones along with it, but my favorite Rob Zombie movie ever, Devil's Rejects. The fucking soundtrack to that thing, the storyline to it's fucking amazing. That is like one of the most badass movies of all time. Now, I almost never got into it because the original it was just like it wasn't even fear porn. It was like gore porn. It was just like, you're like, God, why do you just want to watch people fucking get hurt, and brutally hurt? It was like when Saw was a thing, and then that came out, and like all these, they weren't horror movies anymore. They didn't have storylines. They were just like showing you people's limbs getting ripped off, and I'm like, I'm not. This isn't entertaining. This is just kind of gross. Yeah. And then Devil's Rejects came out, and then after that, I went back and watched the original, and I was like, okay, I kind of like it now. But a lot of people still hate the original.
No, you're right. It's easier to appreciate House of a Thousand Corpses after you've seen The Devil's Rejects. It's so much more. It almost feels like you could watch Devil's Rejects and then he could have come out with House of a Thousand Corpses as a prequel because there was so much more story in the second. Like the story for the original, you're right, was so out there in terms of the story structure. This one was just three badass motherfuckers that are going to fuck shit up, and yeah, they were cool as fuck. Like that was a great movie and a great soundtrack.
Oh, the fucking soundtrack was awesome, and especially the end scene. Yeah. Don't want to give it away riding down the road.
Yeah. Sorry, Jeremy's watching. I had to say
it. Freebird! Only good thing about Saw is when the guy was drowning in pig blood, I yelled, Porgy! One of my better pun opportunities in life. Where you all at? -21 earlier this week and now -1 in windy Malmo, Nebraska. Yeah, it was -16 today here in Des Moines. That's fucking cold.
Yeah.
it was a blustery 23 degrees above zero.
Wow.
Down here in Missouri. But yeah, it got here. I had to wear a coat. Yes. And it kind of snowed a little. Not as much as you guys, but it kind of get a little bit.
All right. So I got number 7, Devil's Rejects. Tony, what's your number 7?
Number 7. This one kind of went off. The franchise went a little off the rails and kind of jumped the shark after this one. But the first one was so good. But in terms of the franchise as a whole, this is the best one, hands down, in my opinion. X-Men 2. Loved this movie because it started to give you the actual backstory to Wolverine a little bit, which, you know, he's, of course, everybody's favorite in the franchise, right? And you still got to see some of the it felt like the comic story still with this movie. And I liked that they played it close to the vest with this one. But I really enjoyed the cast with this one. I really liked the story arcs with all the characters. And the fucking opening scene with Nightcrawler in the White House, man, that shit was awesome. I was fucking hooked on that movie from the get-go. That one's a really great one. And it made me stoked for the third one that, let's face it, wasn't as fun. Yeah, it really shit the bed. But, X2, great movie.
On that note, what was the worst out of all of the X-Men movies? Every single
single one of them?
Because there's been some hits and misses. I haven't seen Dark Phoenix yet. Well,
I don't remember what all of them were.
Congratulations. You haven't watched the worst one yet.
That's what I thought. Everybody says that Dark Phoenix is the worst, and that's the reason I didn't watch it. I was so stoked for Apocalypse. That one was I did like Days of Futures Past. First Class was okay. The Wolverine was absolute dog shit. Origins was better than that one. God, there's a lot.
Logan was the best.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
If you consider it into the same pool there, but
it is. Yeah,
Old Man Logan. That was the shit.
Yep.
That was awesome.
That was the shit. All right. Number 7, Lynn.
All right, I'm gonna get out of the horror movie genre for a little bit and go into some action. And nothing better out of the Die Hard series than Die Hard with a Vengeance with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, where Hans's brother is back, or he shows up and decides that he's gonna fuck with John McClane a little bit by planting bombs in different places and having him solve riddles and shit. But he has to keep Samuel Jackson around, or else he's going to blow up a school, or he's going to do this or that. And there's this comedic rapport between the two, and it's all just a sham just so they can go and try to rob a bunch of gold out of a fucking bank. And they almost made it. But John McClane is a good detective as well as a hungover cop. And he solves the main mystery and saves the day, all while still not talking to his wife.
That's right.
It's a great movie all the way. And then the garbage movie was that Live Free or Die Hard was the Live Free or Die Hard was the garbage one. I think that was the one where they tried to introduce him with the son, and it was just too much shit going on, and they were trying to go way over the top. And
Die Hard's been a progressive meme. Like it's been one that's slowly been better and better to make fun of. Like the movies have progressively gotten worse over time. And so it's been easier and easier to shit on them over time. And like how Bruce Willis, some random dude, like somehow miraculously makes it through part 1, part 2, and then all of a sudden he's jumping on motorcycles, and he's jumping on helicopters and ramping cars through buildings. Like, what the fuck? I thought you were just a normal fucking dude. Yeah. Fuck you, John McClane. Let's see.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Number 6, I got Mad Max 2 Road Warrior, which speaking of memes kind of turned into one as well. But I was debating on like talking about that one or even like the newer remake, because I didn't think the newer remake was that bad. But I still liked the classic, the little kid with the little music box and then what was the South Park meme about the guy in the car? I'm trying to remember where he was on the megaphone. Was that the Queef episode? I can't remember.
It might have been.
He's like, so, anyway, sorry, sidetrack. I just thought of that. But no, Mad Max 2 is actually, I thought that was supposed to take place in 2020 or 2022 or something like that. We weren't far off from it. A couple of decisions from George Bush Jr. or Obama could have turned us in that direction pretty goddamn quick there. If y'all don't remember, we had gas prices almost $6 at one time, and ooh shit, yeah, we almost lived that movie. So we still can. People. There's still hope.
Well, if that happens,
was the worst out of the Mad Max?
I honestly, I kind of liked them all. I don't.
I'm gonna say Beyond Thunderdome for me.
Yeah, same.
With Tina Turner. And
that's right. Song. I forgot about.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
that's pretty 80s for me.
Yeah, definitely. Tony, number 6.
Okay, so holy shit, I don't even know if you can truly call this a sequel because technically they're all fucking sequels, but this is the culmination of a ton of fucking sequels. I'm going with Avengers Endgame. Holy fuck. It was one of the only movies I've actually bothered to see in the theater in the last, several years because, oh my God. I didn't really, I'll be honest, I did not start watching the Marvel cinematic movies until about 8 months before Endgame hit theaters. I'd always put them off. I'm like, oh, eventually I'll get around to it. I never really did. So I'm like, okay, I'm binge watching these motherfuckers. And I did it within like 7 months. I watched all of them in the correct order. Start to finish. I watched Infinity War the night before Endgame dropped in the theater, and then I went and watched Endgame. And it was a really unique way to, really watch those movies for the first time in order like that close together. I'm a little sad in retrospect that I didn't watch them, over the decade like everybody else did. But I don't know. There's a ton of fan service in this movie. And yeah, you could say a lot of things got really fucking hokey, but man, shit. When you're 2.5 hours into this thing, and you get to the end and the giant battle happens, you're like, man, fuck yeah, this is the shit. I'm loving this. And just the ending is just beautiful. It's sad. It's just, that is the culmination of a work of art for what a movie studio can do. Like that long term of a play, to have that foresight. And they really only over the course of that entire franchise have had like 2 major cast changes throughout the whole thing. It's pretty damn impressive when you look at it as a whole. And some people shit on Endgame just because people like to shit on things, but I fucking love it. And I really like the stuff that they're doing in the new phases. So it's a good one for me. And I love watching this one.
What was the worst one of the whole Marvel cinematic
Dark
universe
World.
10 years. Well, you are correct.
Yeah.
That movie kind of.
I don't know.
You are
I don't know
correct.
why that one was so bad. That one was so
That
bad,
was
and then
correct.
Ragnarok came out. I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, Ragnarok fucking redeemed Thor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Number 6, Lynn.
All right, number 6, going back to the horror movies. I'm going to go with the original from the, I think it was late 70s, Dawn of the Dead.
Yes.
George Romero.
Oh yeah.
It takes place in a mall, and I've yet to see. Besides, there was one video game for the Xbox 360 when it came out. It took place in a mall and it had zombies, but I've yet to see like a reenactment of the mall fucking zombies and shit. Besides when they remade Dawn of the Dead again, and it just, they made the zombies run and all fast. They had a fat zombie running really quick. It was kind of weird. The old style, the George Romero using Tom Savini, and Tom Savini was like a photographer during like Vietnam, and he saw a lot of blood and guts and gore, and he decided to kind of recreate that in movies and become a special effects guy. And so a lot of the gross shit you see in those movies is because Tom Savini he knew what to look for, and he knew what was supposed to happen when that happened, Except for one, I think, I don't know which one of their movies where one got decapitated by the top of a blade of a helicopter, and you can just tell the guy had like a Frankenstein looking head, and the top part just like popped off.
I remember that.
That was so fucking fake, but I don't remember which one that was. I think that might have been Day of the Dead, but either way, as far as the sequels go, as the worst ones, there was a George Romero before he died. He did a Living Dead movie. Oh fuck! It was one of those video camera point of view fucking movies, but with zombies, and it was George Romero. Yeah, and it was just garbage. It was better than most of them style of movies. It was better than Blair Witch, but
that's such a high bar.
Not a lot,
Yeah.
Yeah, right. There's not much of a bar lifted or raised or lowered or any. It's just a low area, and he's slightly above it, a little bit. But that movie sucked, and I don't even remember the name of it. But either way,
awesome.
That's the best.
The video game, by the way, Urasama comes in with the save. It was Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
You're talking about.
Yeah.
That
that game was fucking fun.
That was pretty funny. You can grab a lawnmower and just start mowing people over. Like. It was fucked up. Drink. Here we go.
Everything's a weapon.
Tony got interrupted. All right. Drinky poo. This one's gonna have plenty of conversation. We're gonna move on to number 5 here. I got Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back.
Good choice, sir.
All right, you gotta unmute yourself.
Now,
13.
My question is, why Empire Strikes Back and not Return of the Jedi or any of the prequels?
Because most of the prequels are the shitty ones. The most extreme shitty one would be Episode 1. Okay.
Yeah.
In my humble opie. That was I don't know. I guess we didn't talk about 7, 8, 9 either.
Oh well, that's gonna be my number 1.
No, Return of the Jedi. It was a classic. Jesus, the storyline was fantastic. I don't know how you could not like Return of the Jedi. Like if you,
I thought you said Empire though.
Or yeah, I did. Did I say? What did I say? It should be Empire.
But I gave you a Jedi. I gave you a Jedi.
You Jedi mind trick me. You fucking
I gave you a Jedi mind trick to let you know what the true best movie was, and you failed for it because I am part Jedi.
Oh yes. Anyway, to me, it was one of the ones that actually got people to like solidify watching Star Wars. I mean, if you watch episode 4, there's a lot left on the table. You don't know, like, what's the next one going to be like? It's going to be and it fucking nailed it. You come back with Empire Strikes Back, and yeah, it was fantastic. It hooked everybody else. And kept us going. I lost my chat spot here. I don't know if you've been keeping up here, Tony.
Yeah, clearly.
What's the shittiest Star Wars movie, in your opinion, Tony?
From the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, or the sequel trilogy, because that's tough. I'd say the shittiest one. I would have to dip back to probably episode 2, the Clone Wars, because the fucking romance love story was so goddamn awkward. Like I will defend Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen on a singular level, but their chemistry in that movie together was just so fucking off-putting, and there's just a lot of weird shit in that movie that just didn't need to be there. The sequels, that's another topic altogether. They just kind of bumbled that one as is, and I could go on and on about that. And I don't know. They're good on their own as different movies, not sequels, but yeah, no, Empire's incredible, and I will have more to say on this later.
Okay.
Spoiler.
Okay. Spoiler alert. Osama says, I like the ones with Anakin. I don't know the names though. Those were the shitty ones. Yeah, those were the shitty ones. Let's see. The kids finally interrupted, so Batman and Tom Brady took off to Hollywood for a trilogy. Drink.
Yeah.
Good fucking God.
Well, we don't have Bernie in here dropping that shit anymore, so
Right?
somebody's got to do it.
Would she just stop listening? You offended her or what?
I don't know, probably. Probably, I don't know. I had a couple rants a few weeks back where I was like, I really don't fucking care. You don't have to follow. I wasn't talking about her or anybody in particular. I just got pissy one night. Those were good ones. Gotta love a good evil MC. All right. What number was that? We were on number 5. Tony, what's your number 5?
So I'm glad you brought up Star Wars and said that all the prequels were the shitty ones, because my number 5 is episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
You are the chosen one.
Matt, fuck you. That is a great goddamn movie. I don't give a shit. I love episode 3 so much. You're right. Episode 1 was really very, it plodded along. They just touched on a bunch of politics, and that really took people out of it. And people are like, wait, it's weird because we're watching them shoot like C-3PO babies instead of stormtroopers. It was weird, right? It started the wheels in motion. I get it, whatever. The second one was so fucking awkward because, again, the love story was so fucking cringeworthy. But the third one, it hit on all the cylinders for me. The opening, space fight scene, him killing Count Dooku on the ship when they're saying, I love that. You can see the descent into the dark side. It has probably one of, if not my favorite scenes in the entire Star Wars movie franchise, and that's the opera scene where he meets with Palpatine and they're at an opera, and Palpatine has this really fucking badass just dialogue talking about how he killed his old master. It's just a great scene overall. But it gets dark as fuck. You get to see Darth Vader, even though if you can forget about the whole no thing. I love Revenge of the Sith so much. It's great. I love it a lot.
It was the better out of that 3, that group of 3. That was the best out of them.
Easily.
The things I liked with it was you're right. After you watch this kid Anakin, and then you see this like obedient wanting to be a Jedi Anakin, and then you see the dark side of Anakin, and that was probably the only good parts about the movie. Like when they tried to have these emotional ties, and that's the part that turned me off on this one. Was everything was like an emotional tie to somebody, and he had to break all these ties, and And I get it; it's part of the story, but the acting that they use or that he portrayed to do it was not good. It was not believable.
I'll defend Hayden just a little bit.
It looked like a fucking soap opera.
Right. Hayden Christensen was very awkward in the role, but I'll defend it to this extent. Like, even when he started becoming a dick and he started turning to the dark side in the third one, you could really kind of see what they were going for. Like, you finally got to see why they picked this guy. Because if you look at Darth Vader and you actually listen to the dialogue that Darth Vader has in the original trilogy, and then you imagine him saying that as Hayden Christensen, it kind of makes sense a little bit. The dialogue is very similar.
You don't look like a pussy doing it.
Right.
I wanted righteous and kick ass, not whiny and bitchy.
Look at him being awkward in the prequel movies. He's an awkward, gangly, weird fucking dude with crazy force power. Look at him in the fucking original trilogy. His dialogue is awkward as fuck. It does mesh up if you can at least get past the fact that he was weird as an actor. It does make a little bit of sense. I'll defend it. He sucked in the second one. He was great in the third one.
He sucked in the second one for sure. Third one, I loved it when they were killing the younglings. Like, he did a really good job on that because he really had no lines. That was great. The
lightsaber scene with Obi-Wan Kenobi and then Yoda versus Palpatine. Oh my god! Like, forget about it. It's a great Star Wars movie.
Yeah. I'll give it to you. It wasn't a bad one. I don't know if it ranks that high, but
it does for me. Loved it. Cowboy Kid.
Oh, you motherfucker!
Real quick, that was your Cowboy Kid of all movies.
Oh no, I could get worse.
I know.
Way to be an ass, Justin. Haha. Good grief, Batman. Drink.
Okay. Yeah, we got a lot of comments coming up here.
Buddy.
All right.
Yeah, boy.
I gotta pull me some old
Well,
scalp.
we're running through the comments. Lynn, what you got?
Number 5. I'm gonna keep it space related, since horror movies don't belong in space unless they have some sci-fi background. All right, so I'm gonna go with, and you guys think I'm gonna say aliens, but I'm not. It's Star Trek: First Contact.
That was a good one.
It takes place with a little bit of time travel, where they go back to where they first invented warp technology on Earth, right after we had some issues, and we're in an almost post-apocalyptic world almost. And apparently the Borg show up, and that's what the whole bad guy of the group is. And there's a head Borg. And if you don't know who the Borg is, you haven't watched Star Trek Next Generation. I ain't got time for you. I don't care.
This is Jean-Luc Picard. This is
Next Generation.
Next Generation. Yeah.
Next Generation. Fucking Patrick Stewart is Jean-Luc Picard. It was the fucking best goddamn show.
He was
on the
best
at the time, and I still that Star Trek: The Next Generation to me is what The Office is for chicken. I could watch any fucking episode, just watch it, and it'll be playing in the background. I'll just fucking. Yeah, I love me some fucking TNG, man. Yeah, but out of the Next Generation sequels, though,
oh shit, sorry,
the worst one.
Lynn, Autumn thought you were gonna say Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Fuck yeah! Hey, Autumn. Sorry, it's a hidden joke between me and her, but any hoot.
I
just want to also say that.
Go ahead.
Oh, the worst out of all the Star Trek movies is the original Star Trek movies, where they actually go back in time they go back to the 80s, and they go to like San Francisco in the 80s. There was a funny part where they, like Spock says fuck or something like that, but either way, something about saving the whales. And to
that was horrible.
Save the future, and it was just a garbage movie. So yeah. There's my best and worst of the Star Trek series.
What'd you think of the newer ones, like Into the Darkness, when they kind of relaunched it?
Chris Pine, excellent Captain Kirk.
That's what I thought too.
Hand down.
People shit on him. I thought he was good.
Even the casting in that movie was spot on. and it was way too action packed for a fucking Star Trek movie. So people fucking hated on it, dude. I enjoyed it because fuck yeah, dude. It made Star Trek fun. Good. That's what I liked about it. Yeah, and
it got new people that don't know what the fuck Star Trek is to actually go, what fucking Star Trek's pretty kick ass. Yeah.
I hope they make more, even though the guy who played Sulu died by getting his head hit by a fucking mailbox or something.
Oh yeah.
Or not Sulu, but no, you know who I'm talking about. The other guy, the one that shit.
I can't remember his name.
God, Chekhov. The guy who played Chekhov.
Yeah, the Russian kid.
Mailbox. Yeah.
Let's see. So of course, Autumn says hi. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is fucking awesome. Totally agree. Never could get into Star Trek. You just got to watch the right one, man. Got to watch those newer ones. Get you in there.
That's a track.
Yeah. We can tell if you're not a Star Trek fan when you spell Star Trek wrong. It's TRE. All right. Sorry. Let's see. We're at number 4, I do believe. Here we go. Everybody raise your glass. We're going down the Batman road.
All right. Shit.
I got Dark Knight is my number 4. Heath Ledger, Heath Ledger's last film, but like not only his performance on there, I thought overall Christian Bale was a badass Batman. Drink Again. Yep. Overall, like I don't know what else you want from that type of movie. Like that was fucking awesome. It was as psychotic and as fun and as dark as you thought Batman should be. Drink Again. Always be yourself. I can't see it. You're gonna have to bring it up closer to the screen. I'll make it bigger. Always be yourself unless you can be Batman, then always be Batman. That's 2 more drinks. All right. And I lost my mouse. There we go. I'm running on 3 screens, so sometimes my mouse gets lost in another one, and I'm like moving around trying to find it. It's weird.
Yeah.
We get hammered now. Batman! There's
all right. So I don't know what it is about DC that just sucks at making movies so bad, because they make really good TV shows. The TV shows are awesome, but the movies suck. And then Marvel usually drops the ball on the shows, although they've been getting better at that. So it's weird. But yeah, DC's just...
DC sucks at shows too. Batwoman.
Yeah, the CW. The worst. The CW has some awful shows. I mean, the Flash it had potential.
They keep having to relaunch it with random SJW girls to revive it, and like I saw a preview to one, and she becomes Batgirl by running into an alleyway and finding the Batwoman costume, and she puts it on, and she's like, "Look at me!" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "That's all it takes." I'm like, in reality, yeah, I guess that's all it takes is to put on a cool costume and act like you kick ass, but that's not what a TV show fantasy is supposed to be. Like,
Jesus. Fuck. All right, what's the worst? Yeah, what's the worst Batman?
Worst Batman one was with Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy, and when he had the fucking nipples. Which
Batman
one was
Robin?
Bat nipples.
Batman or Robin?
Was that Batman and Robin?
George Clooney is the worst fucking Bruce Wayne ever.
Yes. The worst fucking part.
Did he have 2 of them?
The worst part. No, Val Kilmer did Forever, and then Clooney did Batman and Robin.
That's right.
And the worst fucking part, the whole intro is terrible, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's worst work. But then Batman, Drink Again, pulls out a fucking Bat Discover card and flashes.
Yeah.
It's so fucking bad.
I felt bad for Jim Carrey because he actually did pretty good as the Riddler, and everybody else sucked. Like
Tommy Lee Jones wasn't.
Yeah, that was the Val Kilmer one.
Was that
Tommy Lee Jones?
Oh yeah, it was, because that was Jim Carrey Riddler. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the fourth one, the worst one in the world, that had They had Schwarzenegger, Uma Thurman, and who else?
Yeah.
There was another one. Didn't they have to have three bad guys in that one?
And Clooney. It was Batman or Robin. It was Clooney. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was Poison Ivy. It was Uma Thurman. And they also had
Chris O'Connell as Robin.
Yeah, he was
Chris
Robin.
O'Connell.
And I can't remember who Batgirl was in that one. But they also had
Alicia
Silverstone.
Yeah,
Yep,
that was
yep.
awful.
The only thing they got right-
They didn't put any bat nipples on her. That's
Yeah,
where
why
I was
not?
pissed.
Drawn
No
no
bat nipples.
line. We either
They
all
put bat
have
nipples
nipples
on
or
the
nobody
fucking
has
costume.
nipples.
Right?
Right.
What did they put nipples on Batman for? Jeez. Oh, sorry, I had to drink.
Autumn
so
says
bad.
I couldn't take the damn movie seriously. Bat nipples just made me giggle. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, we all need
No,
some.
Dark Knight's amazing.
You should see them. Just Google it. Trust me, it's gross.
I'll find it. We can show it on here.
Dark Knight's fucking amazing. Love that movie.
Batman nipples. I don't even have to type in the movie. I just type in Batman nipples.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just a meme.
Let me.
The fucking bat nipples. Oh my god.
Oh my God, Robin had nipples too. Yeah. I
No,
guess
not just that, but like they all. Yeah, those two had nipples, but of course, Batgirl did.
Let's see. Chrome tab.
That came out in what, 1990? Is that 97?
My wife is supposed to be sleeping, and she's sleeping. I'm
Oh my
gonna
god.
tell her to go to bed.
Oh,
There you
man.
go. And then up
Wow.
above that, you get to see what I believe these are.
Batgirls.
Batgirl.
I think that's Alfred.
Is that-
Yeah.
yeah.
She got like that. No, that's kind of like Madonna was really a thing back in the day, so they had to do the cone thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What year was
George
Batman and Robin?
Clooney
Was that
was
97?
so bad.
It was mid '90s. It had to have been somewhere mid '90s.
What are the
It
titles?
was,
10
yeah.
strangest.
And then
Batman
here,
movie
my other thing
moments.
is when
Drink.
when George Clooney is acting. If you guys ever notice when George Clooney's talking, even all the way back in the days when he was on ER, he'd talk and his head would kind of just, as he's talking, he always has to fucking with his head as he's talking. Imagine him as Bruce Wayne in costume as the Dark Knight. See, I didn't say the B word. I'm catching on. I don't want to drink too much.
Nice.
But either way, imagine them ears and him talking like this as he's talking, and you see him fucking just wobbling through the whole movie. It's that's all I remember
That's how
is
he acts, the Clooney.
the Clooney.
He does this.
The Clooney.
He looks down like this, and then he looks up real slow into the camera, and he says
That's the
something really
Kubrick stare.
melodramatic.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm
They all
Yeah.
took the Kubrick
Exactly.
stare and
Other
tried to be. Yeah.
character.
Tony, number 4.
Good golly.
All right, number 4. Oh, this is a nostalgia pick for me. I don't care. Fuck off if you disagree, but this one's amazing.
Yes.
Back to the Future Part 2. God damn it. Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd. This is Steven Spielberg at his best right here. God damn it. This is an amazing. I watched this movie so many times. I probably wore out the fucking local library's VHS copy. I watched this thing so many times. I was so fascinated by this thing because I remember loving the first movie, but then watching this one, and they did such a great job taking Hilldale and making it into the future. And like it's the same, but they did such a good job futurizing it. And I loved the continuity in this movie. And I loved the set pieces. I love the design. It was just so over the top futuristic, even for its time. But this is Michael J. Fox at his best. I mean, he was pulling like triple duty in this thing. It's so good. Christopher Lloyd was on point. The third one I loved too. It's a classic, but for some reason 2 always just stood out to me because of the fun futuristic storyline. And God damn it, I'd like to win the lottery too, but still waiting on that.
Well,
No,
and it
love this
single-handedly-
movie. So damn good.
What's the worst of the 3?
Well, real quick, this
Whoa.
movie single-handedly brought back sports almanacs and farmers almanacs. Like people all of a sudden were like, "What are those?"
Yep.
Because people hadn't paid
Race
attention to them
Sports
since
Almanac?
like the '60s. Yeah, and then all of a sudden they became big again in the '80s and early '90s.
Yeah.
And now everybody's like, "What's a fucking almanac?" But anyway, yes.
Yeah.
What's the worst one?
That's tough.
What is the worst?
God, I love all three of them, honestly. So I'm going to cop out and I'm going to say the cartoon.
It works. It works.
All right, Lynn, what you got as number 4?
No, there's no shame in that answer, sir, Tony. I'm gonna go with Indiana Jones and the oh fuck, what was the one with Sean Connery in it? God damn it, it was in the tip of my head. And Last Crusade.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
What's
I think
the
it was,
Raiders of the Lost Ark is the first one, right?
Right.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Then there's Temple of Doom. Then Last Crusade, and then there was Crystal Skull,
Crusade.
which was all right.
Yeah,
Crystal
Last
Skull. I'm
Crusade
just gonna
has
go
his dad.
straight off and say that was the worst one. It was fucking garbage. There was like a monkey scene where fucking Shia LaBeouf is all of a sudden in there, and he's like trying to chase a car swinging on vines with a bunch of animated fucking monkeys, and it was so retarded. Sorry, I said the R word. My bad. Either way, but
no,
I'm here to talk about Last Crusade, where
to, like, survive
they
a nuclear
start the whole
blowout.
fucking movie. Yeah, there's all kinds of dumb shit in that one, but you start off on this one with a early story of a young Indiana Jones trying to pick up the Cross of Coronado, and he's River Phoenix, and he's like on a train, and you find out how he gets his fear of snakes. You find out where he gets that scar on fucking Harrison Ford's chin. All that shit in that one little story that has nothing to do with the movie besides it was just hey, this is young Indiana, and then bam, he's old Indiana, and he meets his, he goes back and finds his father's been kidnapped, and it's Sean fucking Connery. And you're like, oh, fuck, it's even better now. And you don't think it'd top it off any. And then they have the fucking Holy Grail. And it's like, and like all kinds of shit in a maze and booby traps and all kinds of shit. Fucking excellent. Nothing. That should have been my fucking number one, come to think about it, but fuck it. It's a good movie.
It is a good
Indiana
movie.
Jones is the reason that Harrison Ford wanted to die at the end of Empire Strikes Back. He's like, I'm so invested in Indiana Jones at this point. I don't want to fucking do space crap anymore. So just kill me off in Empire Strikes Back. But no, thank God they didn't. They saved that great one for the fucking sequels. God damn it. I can't take it.
Yeah. Lynn, what do you think that was the worst of the three?
Worst
Or
of the
I guess
three
four
was
of
the
the
Kingdom of the
four.
Crystal Skull. Yeah.
I'd agree on that.
The four, and it in my whole world, there's only 3 Indiana Jones movies. That other one was fucking bullshit.
Yep.
That
So
was just a fucking money grab. That's all that shit was.
Out of those 3, which one was the worst?
Out of the 3, I will go with Raiders of the Lost Ark because it's like the first one, and it's special effects wise wasn't that great. Yeah, the Asian dude's face melted at the end. It was fucking cool.
yeah.
But really, honestly, they had like animated cartoon ghosts flying in the air, and when they opened the Ark, Temple of Doom, people always hated on that one. But the dude ripped out another dude's heart, and he was like,
Kalima.
Yeah, I mean, Kalima.
Yeah, that shit was
And they were eating monkey brains, chilled monkey brains, and fucking. The only thing that really pissed me off about Temple of Doom was that the chick that was fucking the director,
lady only here because she helped the director.
Yeah. I mean, you never seen her in another movie ever again.
She was so mad.
And she was just, oh god, she's so whiny, cry. I know you need that, but no, you don't. You don't need the whiny. Fucking woe is me. Fucking help me. My hair's caught in cobwebs.
It did kind of add to the dynamic of. It did kind of add to the dynamic of like Indy's got to not only like survived this whole fucking thing, but now he's got to save this crazy bitch and take care of this little Asian kid. And like, it was just like, oh,
but
God,
my
but
problem
she's
is
annoying. Like,
she was not a likable character whatsoever, but they still made her a
kinda wanted her
romantic
to die.
interest.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
you
I'm like,
kinda wanted her to-
why would Indy out of all people want to fuck this lady? Because anybody with a fucking dick would be like, "Meh," and that shit would just go down. I don't think lesbians would want to munch on that. I'm just saying. The director is the only one who wanted to fuck that.
right?
Anyway.
Oh my God. Tyler Williams says Boondock Saints. Tyler, is the sequel good? We're talking sequels. I haven't seen the sequel. I didn't bother with the sequel.
Yeah, it'd be really tough to do a
This-
top 10 of original movies because that's hard. That's a lot.
Oh, we're gonna do it.
We can do that.
It's gonna
That'll
get
be hard.
hard.
But yeah, Boondock Saints
Too
2,
long.
it wasn't horrible. It was just kind of like an answer because everybody loved the first one. So we're like,
Okay.
let's shit out another one and not put like Willem Dafoe in it.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if I was like one of the best characters in that fucking original movie, but that,
Yeah.
my opinion.
All right, moving on to number 3. I might catch a little heat on this one because a lot of people have this as the number one greatest sequel of all time. I think it is great. I don't think it's the greatest, but it is great. It was, and mine comes from the pure love of cinematography and like storyline and how you come back from an original and make it something original again. And this movie made history on storyline fronts and what you do with it. Godfather 2. Some people,
I knew it was coming. I knew somebody was gonna have to say it.
it was amazing. Very, very good.
Okay. So what specifically about the Godfather 2 do you like more? Do you like it more than the first one?
No, I don't. I like the original more, but Godfather 2 was very important. You kind of got 2 movies in one with Godfather 2.
Yes. Yes.
But it's nothing without one. And one was very important to get to that point. So
You're right. You can't really have the sequel. It wouldn't mean shit if you didn't have the first one. You're right. And it's 2 movies in one. For why it was so good, like I completely agree with you. It is a groundbreaking movie. It's definitely not my favorite by any means, but it's long and it's hard to go back and forth between one movie and the other at the same time if you're not completely invested in the characters. And at the time when I first saw it, maybe that's why I didn't get hooked into it, because I was so young when I first saw it. But it's an amazing film. I think, yeah, the first one's easily better than it, though. I would watch the original Godfather over the second. But yeah, it is incredible for how they put together 2 stories and managed to make it compelling.
and the Godfather series, that's going to be hard to.
3 is the worst.
Yeah, 3 definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. 1's like one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah.
2's up there. Yeah, 3. Nobody talks about 3. That should tell you something.
The 3's the one where
I'm trying to remember what 3 was even about.
where he chases his grandkid into the fucking pumpkin patch or something and dies. Doesn't that happen in 3?
Yeah, and then he probably got a COVID vaccine, and yeah.
I think I only saw 3 once, and I didn't like it.
Tony, what is your number 3?
Well, you took the wind out of my sails a bit on the last one, because I was going to save it for my number 3, but you went ahead and said number 4. You were only off by 1, but yeah, it's The Dark Knight, because god damn it, this movie's fucking incredible. Christian Bale was ridiculously good as Batman. Go ahead and drink. Sorry.
Here we go. Get ready, folks. We're gonna drink again.
He fucking knocked this out of the park, and I'll be honest. I went to the movie and saw Batman Begins. Go ahead and drink again. I saw that in the theater with people who were stoked for the movie because they were such fans of the comic, the character, so on and so forth. And they left going, I didn't like that. No, I didn't like that. I'm like, oh my God, that was fucking amazing. That was a great movie. How do you follow that up? That was fucking awesome. Because I remembered a lot of the arcs from the comic books, and my dad was a huge fan of comic books, collected all sorts of shit, and of course, Drink Again, Batman was one of the best. But how do you follow up that one? Holy shit, The Dark Knight.
Jeremy says follow it up with Twilight.
No, fuck you and fuck yourself, and no. Good God, no. Why?
Fast and the Furious.
We just need more Ludacris in here. That's what we need.
Or Busta Rhymes doing karate.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight, like you mentioned, Heath Ledger's last ridiculously amazing performance. Like, he became a household name post, and it's such a unique story that happened the way it happened, and he delivered such an incredible performance. Like, it was such a unique take on the Joker. It really put the Joker back out there in the heavyweights of superhero villainry. He redefined what the Joker could be. Yeah. He knocked that out of the park. But I thought Christian Bale was on point with this, and Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Joaquin Phoenix couldn't do the Joker after unless Dark Knight Rises came out or The Dark Knight came out. You would not have Joaquin Phoenix's version of the Joker either.
Yeah.
That movie would never have
not at all. No, not even close. It was so damn good. The story was so compelling, and almost every sub story of that, like it's almost like almost every part of that movie is a meme in itself. Like the two boats, one trying to kill the other to save themselves. Like, everything about that is so damn good. And Harvey Dent, Two-Face at the very end, like, they somehow shoehorned so many things into this movie. It was really. It's still impressive to this day. I can watch this anytime I want to be entertained, and it's good top to bottom. I honestly can't think of a part of that movie that I don't enjoy to the max. This is the pinnacle of DC movies. Like, DC should have never made another movie again after this. I did like Dark Knight Returns. It has its downs, but this one's so damn good. Like, nothing DC ever puts out again will come close to being this good.
I saw we had a angry face instead of a thumbs up, and Lynn, want to take a guess who it is?
Project Sad Face?
No, it's our mom.
No.
Tom. Oh, nice. Sorry, mother.
It's your mom.
I know. It's kind of funny.
It's your mom.
Your mom. All right, Lynn. I think we beat the hell out of Batman. Drink. What is your number 3?
It's gonna be it's back on the sci-fi trail again, but I'm gonna go with the 2011 Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Nice. I had thought about different.
I want to go with I'm not going to go with the Marky Mark version or any of the other shit. I want to go with the James Franco raising this fucking ape that they were doing they were doing experiments on, and motherfucker ended up smart. And then they're setting it up for the sequel through the whole fucking movie. They're talking about this dude going to space. Like, you just see it in the background, like on the news, like, hey, this guy's getting shipped off to fucking blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's setting it up for the Planet of the Apes universe from what we saw in the back in the day, where the guy comes back from a fucking long planet or just away from the planet and comes back to a planet full of apes. Finds out it's fucking Earth time. At the end of the movie, it was a big spoiler alert if you didn't watch the fucking original Planet of the Apes from the 70s. But yeah, he shows up and he sees on the beach there's the fucking Statue of Liberty, and he's like, hey, well, how you blew him up? He's fucking pissed off. Charlton Heston, great fucking actor. Rest in peace. I think he's dead. He should be by now. God damn, he was old as shit.
I love that one. And then I liked what was so Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and then I also like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which were both post just the original 2001 version of the remake of Planet of the Apes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then there was War for the Planet of the Apes. Like all these new ones were pretty fucking cool. Like most of them were pretty badass. And then all of a sudden the fucking apes
should keep going with it.
They should, because like you get to see this uprising of the apes where they slowly get smart and then all of a sudden start hurting the people. And like when the one like turned on Franco and like he's trying to keep peace with them as much as he can, but like you see the complications and it's weird. It's this like human emotional story, but it's still a fucking ape and you don't know what the fuck he's gonna do, and it gets fucking wild. I love just the whole fucking dynamic of the whole story, because you don't know what's gonna fucking happen, because some of those apes will fucking kill you. And and there's only one of them that's nice, and the rest of them are dicks. Like
most of them were. It was a fantastic fucking few movies that they did there. Well, I go with my worst of them movies was, the original Planet of the Apes. I will not touch those as far as like trying to criticize them at all, because for the time they were fucking, it was all about the mind. It was like, holy shit, we destroyed the world, blah, blah, blah. And they had sequels of this and that and the other. Either way,
everybody should remember seeing the Statue of Liberty on the beach, and the guy walking down going, no!
Yeah, the humans fucked up. Humans fucked up. They killed themselves, and the apes took over, and they're running the world. And this guy shows back because of some time anomaly in fucking space, and fucking shows up, and he's the only speaking human. Everybody else, none of them speak words at all. They're all mute, and they're all wild animals, and the apes are going around fucking hunting them with rifles and shit. It's fucking cool. But the one that sucked the worst was the one with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. The one they did in 2001 or something.
Yeah, it's 2001.
I mean, it was bad.
What's fucked up about this, it stars Mark Wahlberg, who's become, let's face it, he's household name in terms of actors, comedian, fucking action, doesn't matter. The motherfucker acts his ass off. He's a badass. He's the star of this thing. The supporting cast in the 2001 remake: Tim Roth, Helena Bonham Carter, Michael Clark Duncan, Chris Christopherson, Estella Warren, and Paul Giamatti. Like, this thing had a fucking cast. They just bumbled
and
the
it still
fucking
sucks.
Script so bad. I watched it and I tried to enjoy it, and I did until the fucking end. They had to try to find a way to make the end have a twist, and they somehow managed to make it more confusing than anything you could conceive. Somehow the Lincoln Memorial has transformed into a monkey. It made no fucking sense. It was so stupid. It ruined the whole thing, if it wasn't ruined to begin with.
Yep.
Let's see. We got some mentions of Clerks 2 and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I had Clerks 2 on my possibility list. I ejected it.
One.
I wanted.
Before we get to one, we should probably make some honorable.
There's like quotes from that movie I want to say on here, but I know that like either YouTube or
37.
Twitch.
Oh wait, that was Clerks 1.
Yeah. Either YouTube or Twitch will flag us for something if I say that. Because there's so many quotes on there that's why it's not on most, like if you look up like best movies ever, they're not going to be listed on there, because you can't make those movies today. You can't make Clerks or Clerks 2 or Tropic Thunder or anything good. You can't make a good movie today, unfortunately.
True.
Number 2, Terminator 2, classic, one of the best. It's like sci-fi action fucking thriller movies ever. One of the most iconic movies of my time growing up. I was like, Terminator 1 was fucking kick-ass, and then Terminator 2 comes out, and all of a sudden the bad guy's the good guy, and there's the T-1000. Like, just the term a T-1000, a guy that turns into liquid metal and runs with spiky hands. Remember that as a kid, Tony? Like, today, like, everybody's, like, doing the Nakura run or whatever that is. Yep. Like, back then, we were doing the T-1000 run. Yeah, the Naruto. Back then, we were doing T1000 with fucking spike hands.
Yep,
Like, I'm gonna eat
exactly.
you, bitch.
Yep. Well, there's a reason I have this graphic ready to go, because this is my number 2 as well. Like, oh my god,
All right.
Terminator 2 is so fucking good, because I don't want to steal your thunder or anything, but for me, the big thing that makes this amazing is the fact that this started as a horror franchise.
Yep.
But they made this into a sci-fi fantasy franchise after that. It became a cult hit as a horror movie, but then it moved into sci-fi. It moved into sci-fi so successfully that it spawned a bunch of terrible sequels, and that's what really sets it apart from other movies. But no, like you said, like the concepts, the character, not just the characters, but the concepts of the robots itself. That's what did it. Like you're saying,
we get to grow up with John Connor. Like
exactly.
Yeah, we got to see him. He was our age, and and as the movies went on, and I think they tried to build on that with the appeal that, I mean, yeah, a lot of the ones after 2 were dog shit. Like, not all of them were, but some of them were. But they tried to make us. They had their moments, and that's what they were doing. They were trying to hit that cult audience of like, hey, look, John Connor. Hey, he's one of you guys. Hey, pay attention, it's John Connor. Like, it was really smart tactic, but it worked really well from Terminator 2 to Terminator 3. Did a really good job pushing that. You get to see how he was raised, all the shit he had to go through, and how him and his mom's relationship worked. It was a really cool. Like, you got to see like a 90s reality American family with weird shit going on in their lives, except for the weird shit going on in their lives as future robots were trying to kill them.
The special effects, like if they're dated as fuck now, but like at the time,
it's still not bad though.
It's not bad. It's dated, but it's still not bad. Like, it fits the mold of the story so well. What I really like, not just the soundtrack, like the Guns N' Roses being in the movie, that helps a little bit. It fits so well with his whole John Connor's persona. But the sound effects specifically for me, like anytime like something gets like stabbed, if somebody gets stabbed at or somebody gets sliced by the 2000, the sound effects were so fucking good in this movie. But you're right, like the 90s feel and the relationship between John Connor and his mom, Linda Hamilton's performance in this is amazing, because she's perceived to be a crazy person. Her son and the fucking killer robot come and bust her out of the loony bin, and as they're escaping, the first thing that she does as soon as they escape, the scene where he goes to give her a hug, she gives him a hug, and he's just so happy to be giving his mom a hug for the first time in how long, and all she's doing is checking for fucking bullet holes and wounds, and he's like, God damn it, bitch, I'm fine. It's such the perfect dynamic of the situation.
Well, the ending,
helicopter parenting.
Yeah. The best part about Terminator 2 was the ending, though. You going down.
Oh God.
On the chain with the thumbs up.
Oh my God. If anybody you cannot watch the end of that movie. I know now why you cry. As he's fucking falling into the lava, that is one of the most heartbreaking things. It's still to this day, it is just heartbreaking. It's so good. And I love the ending scene where it's just a shot of the fucking road and you see the yellow lines and Linda Hamilton doing the thing. Because I love the ending sequence of the original Terminator, but this one just leaves things kind of open but still resolved. It's such a good. I could go on and on about that. Love that movie.
Great ending to a great movie.
Yes.
Worst one of the series, I want to say Salvation. I think that was the fifth one or the sixth one.
No.
Or no, not Salvation. Genesis.
Is that the one with the
Genesis was the worst one. It's where Schwarzenegger comes back in 2015. I thought Salvation was good because it had nothing to do really with going back in time. It was showing them in their present time and their fight and their war, which was actually a cool story. It's an underrated movie in my opinion. But Genesis was awful.
Oh my God.
They're like, we need to bring Arnold back to get some fame in here again because that last movie kind of bombed and it was terrible.
Dude, that was such a. I was homesick one day, and I'm like, I wanted to see this movie, so I fucking popped it on. I watched this thing. I'm like, I was sick while I watched this, and I've never this just made me want to puke even fucking more. That was such a bad movie. It was so fucking bad. There was nothing redeeming about that. They recast Sarah Connor and God, fuck, what's his name?
Jason Clarke was John Connor.
No, not John Connor.
Matt Smith from wasn't he the doctor on
Doctor Who.
Yeah. He was T-1000. I was like, what?
Yeah. No, not John Connor.
He wasn't T-1000.
Yeah, the movie was
fucking T-5000, of course.
What's his name?
Yeah, he was T fucking, I don't know, molecular fucking probot or whatever the fuck he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Genesis was terrible.
He didn't even wear his fez. He should have wore a fez. He would have been fucking liked.
Yeah. I think we're getting a little deep in the lore of Doctor Who shit right now.
Sorry. I'm a Whovian, man. I like Who.
I tried, man. I really did. I liked him. I did
First
like
few
Smith.
seasons were pretty decent.
Yeah, I liked Smith as as Doctor Who, and then when they switched him out, I was like, I don't know. I've been like watching the news on it. I don't really watch it, but I've been watching the news, and it sounds like the last two Doctor Who's they went on this whole female thing and went SJW, and nobody likes it. So get woke, go,
and
bro.
They don't know how to kill her off. They don't want to kill her off because then they'll get outrage.
You're gonna get outrage anyway.
Yeah, I know. But
I thought she quit.
But they kill off every doctor sooner or later. Yeah, either way.
I'm pretty sure she terminated her contract, so they'll kill her off this season. Anyway, where do we leave off? So me and Tony both had Terminator 2. Part 6 or 5 was the worst. Lynn, what's your number 2?
All right, my number 2 is like probably gonna be throwing you guys off a little bit. I went with the sci-fi as well, and I'm gonna go with Alien Covenant, which is a newer
one.
part of the series of the Alien fucking.
I still haven't watched it
because all right, I'm really I went back and I watched every single Alien sequel, prequel. I did not go into the Aliens versus Predator garbage that happened in the mid 2000s. Yeah, those movies were stupid, and the latest Predator Aliens movie was just bullshit. But Ridley Scott came back and he gave us Prometheus, and then
Prometheus was pretty good.
Prometheus kind of divulged onto what's going on next, and then it all had to do with the fucking android that's been through. There was androids throughout the Alien movies, all by the same corporation throughout the whole fucking get-go. And they had the guy, I forgot the actor's name, but he played Magneto in fucking First Class.
Yeah.
Playing the android. And in this second fucking sequel here towards it's basically a prequel to all the other shit that happened to fucking Sigourney Weaver's character in the rest of the Aliens, is because this is all supposed to happen before, is kind of how the aliens became what they were. And they did a pretty fucking good job of fucking explaining why this happened, how this happened, and when it happened. And it was kind of fucking sweet. It was just kind of, if you're really into the fucking whole storyline and shit and how things happen, damn, it was kind of like, it was weird. They had these engineers. The engineers are like a fucking older fucking race of aliens that were alive prior to our existence. And they decided to basically create life by like sacrificing one of their own, and like fucking they had a machine that would just devour their fucking DNA into our fucking primordial soup and make us become us by evolution based off of one fucking alien that showed up and like sacrificed himself. And that was the beginning of Prometheus, which was fucking sweet.
Yep.
And then for some reason they decided they didn't want us around anymore, and they were planning a way to fucking execute us by having some biological warfare of some kind of like super virus, which was an alien life form that would like just attach to a fuck them up and eat everybody and kill everybody until they pretty much were the only race on the planet. And yeah, for some reason, and I don't know, their speculation is like maybe because they sent one of us down. And it was kind of like a weird like internet fucking rabbit hole I went down to where somebody was thinking that they were upset because we killed Jesus and Jesus was a representative from their community. And when we killed them, they were like, fuck it, let's kill them all. Yeah. I mean, it's like, hey, let's get revenge. So they invented these fucking biological warfare, but then it didn't work because it backfired and it killed all them aliens except for one. And then Prometheus happened and everybody showed up and the alien fucking race showed up, or that bioweapon she pretty much busted out and started fucking killing people and blah, blah, blah. Fast forward to the next movie, which was Alien Covenant, the one I'm talking about, where the chick that survived the first one wanted to find out where they came from and why they tried to kill us in the first place. So she went to their home world, but she took the fucking little robot that was damn near limping when it was the end of the movie. She repaired the robot, got him out, back to good. Everything was great. Turns out he used her for experimentation to create the alien that we all know and love from the fucking original movie by experimentation of like you mixing DNA and fucking doing all kinds of crazy shit. And then he just dropped it on the engineer home planet and fucking slaughtered all of them. And it was like, holy shit, this is fucked up. This is some weird shit that happens. And then they're coming in and there's another fucking group that has the exact same fucking character playing another robot on that crew. And so it's like a good robot and bad robot plus crazy ass aliens. Dude, watch the fucking movie and you'll be like, oh my God, it'll fucking blow your mind. It's fucking
a lot going on.
I was pleased to like have my mind opened at the same time as watching after all these endless fucking aliens.
Sounds like something I need to smoke a bowl before watching.
Yeah, I mean it's I don't know, dude. Everybody always kind of thinks about origins as like how we are as a society, and somebody else's take on what happened. And somebody else's take is that we were created by another alien race, and then we didn't do what they wanted us to do, so they tried to kill us and blah blah blah. It's fucking cool, interesting story.
We should do an
see that we're all still alive because
episode.
They fucked up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude, these stories like
all the movie sequel videos or lists I looked at, they all brought up the Alien franchise because of that, because it was so impressive in how they managed to find a way to intertwine it, but not just do that, but find a way to do justice to the origin story. And the fact that you were able to go into that detail and how you enjoyed it that much because it stuck with you so well, that's just a testament to how good of a job they did telling that story. So I can see exactly why it would stick with you so well. I can understand that completely.
If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Perfect. What's the worst?
And that is one I haven't watched yet. I've been pissed at myself because I've been.
I would go with the worst would be any of the Aliens versus Predator movies. Yeah, they were good, fun, pop. It was just like Freddy versus Jason, in my opinion. It was a shitty movie.
I love.
And then they made it. Yeah, Freddy versus Jason was a fucking horrible movie. It was like really. Wes Craven. Wes Craven ended. Wes Craven ended Friday or Nightmare on Elm Street with Wes Craven's New Nightmare by like making it all a fucking Yeah, he made it all like fake. Okay, everything about Freddy was bullshit. It was all movies, right? And then
totally different.
Turns out there was a demon that was inspiring everything, and it was just a fucking demon that was trying to fucking come to life, and so he started going after Nancy again, which was fucking awesome. Dude, I know part 3 was really great for me, but Wes Craven's New Nightmare fucking revisit that movie. It was fucking.
Yeah,
it was
pretty good.
smart.
It was
It was
pretty
a
good.
smart fucking movie. It was fucking great. And they recreated some of the coolest scenes, like the murder scene from part one.
What was the worst
great movie?
No. What was the worst alien?
Was it 3?
The worst aliens was the Aliens versus Predator 2 or whatever the fuck it was.
First 10 minutes, right?
What was that, Tony?
Which one?
Didn't they like shoot somebody off in a fucking pod in number 3 that everybody really liked? And then like within like the first 10 minutes they killed somebody off for no fucking reason other than they couldn't get the actors to come back because of money dispute. I'm pretty sure that was 3. I can't remember now. It's been a long time.
It could have been. I think Lynn's right.
Oh,
the
no, Alien
Predator thing is the way you just jump off here, because Alien 3 was actually pretty decent.
Alien 3 was fucking legit, and no, it just they killed everybody who survived on the crash except for Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah,
but she crash landed on a prison planet with no weapons, and only one alien survives and fucking takes out everyone, almost everyone. And then she sacrifices herself at the end because she's fucking Sigourney Weaver and she's fucking legit. Aliens 4 was actually garbage because they cloned her and then crossbreeded her with an alien.
That was Resurrection,
And-
right?
Yeah, Resurrection. That was a garbage fucking movie too. But yeah, I digress. There was plenty of garbage in that.
I think Resurrection was really important. I think Resurrection was really important to the like pre, I don't know, the last of the millennial group that would actually paid attention to this. If it wasn't for Resurrection, I don't think you'd have that many millennials actually following some of the newer ones. I think that was important. I remember the action figures when I was a kid were really, really popular at that time because you got to see the alien with the extra mouth, and you could make the mouth come in and out and spit, and it was a big deal to us as kids. So Resurrection may not have been the greatest movie because I remember watching it. And I was like, this movie kicks ass. And then you and Travis made me go watch all the old ones. And I was like, oh, fuck, these really kick ass. Like, but it was an important movie.
It's like a little rabbit hole you have to jump in.
Before it was even a fucking movie. And everybody's like, why did they make this movie?
Yep.
Well, I mean, there was comic books back in my day where it was Aliens versus Predator, and it was a good comic series. I think Dark Horse Comics did it, and it was legit. It didn't try to tie into the storylines at all. It was just like random shit of like somebody went to an outpost colony, started seeing this alien population start fucking everybody up and blah, blah, blah. And then out of nowhere, here comes the predators to fuck them up. And they save the day and they actually fight together. It was regular, just crazy shit going on. But there was some bonding between the human and the predator, which I thought was weird. But I don't know.
So I guess that segues really good into my number one. So while we're here, like it, share it, and sub on this shit. We're going to our number one picks. I have Aliens.
Before we do number one,
I already did it.
Oh my God!
What else do you want to do? What else do you want to do first?
If you had any honorable mentions at this point, this is the time to drop your honorable mentions.
Batman Returns was an honorable mention.
Good choice.
Drink.
Yeah, good call. Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. That was a really good fucking movie.
Okay.
Trying to think ones you guys hadn't said yet.
I say because I was gonna say Spider-Man 2. I'm glad that got brought up. I'm sure I knew somebody was gonna have.
Some said Gremlins 2 earlier. I agree. I thought Gremlins 2 was fucking awesome. That was a great movie. Clerks 2 was in the chat. I think that was great.
God. Forgot all about Clerks 2. That's an amazing movie. I'd like to spend at least a half an hour talking about Look Who's Talking To. I think it was Kirstie Alley and John Travolta's finest work. It's just It was a staple of my youth. They really drove home the.
And Mutegate strikes again. Sorry, folks. I can't listen to this shit.
What was he talking about? I kind of missed that. Sorry.
It's something about Christy Alley and some stupid.
I have seen Look Who's Talking To a lot.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Shrek 2 wasn't bad. Shrek 2 wasn't bad. As a dad, yeah, I had to watch Shrek 2 several times and it wasn't bad.
No, Shrek 2 is awesome. I think the third one's better, honestly, but yeah. Well, you can't beat the original Shrek.
No. All right, number 1. I got Aliens.
Right.
Alien, which is Alien Part 2, pretty much. Came out in 1986. The second of the franchise. We've just talked about the whole franchise. I think it is.
Chris knows what's up.
Oh, look who's talking to. Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Eat a dick, both of you.
John Travolta's such a good baby voice, right?
Oh, John Travolta.
I'm sorry. Go.
I bet Face Off is like one of your favorite movies ever. Isn't it? I'm going to take your face.
We take his face? Oh.
Anyway, so we already went through the whole Aliens thing. Anything to add to the Aliens franchise? I have it as my number 1. Aliens is the best sequel movie ever, hands down. Fucking rock. Aliens 2. So there was Alien, which was the first one in 1979, and then the second one was Aliens in 1986. Fucking hands down, like Alien was one of the best movies ever, and Aliens is one of the best movies ever. They knocked it out of the park, fucking 2 in a row. And I thought the sequel was better than the original. The original is fucking awesome too. Like, it's hard to beat. So I thought it's so rare to have 2 badass movies like that back to back and to run a franchise like that. And honestly, I thought Prometheus was like the 3rd best out of them. I know it's not the most exciting movie in the world, but the story was so fucking cool. Like, Prometheus was like one of the coolest fucking movies ever. I loved it. Like, that was fucking I watched it with my wife, and I don't think she ever made it through it. I watched it like 6 times and she falls asleep every time. But I'm like, this movie is so cool. I sit and just stare at it. Like, I don't know. I'm a weird guy like that.
No,
Tony.
You're right. It's such a iconic franchise. It's the design of the alien itself. You can't tell me, like, even with the snowflake kids these days, right? Like, even they know what the fucking alien looks like. It's such a it's haunting. It's that iconic image. You can't beat that. And the fact it's again, we talked about this, but it's the ability to retell the story, tell the origin of the story, tell new angles of the story, and do it over so many years and decades. It's very impressive that so many people were able to contribute to it.
Tony, what's your number 1?
Okay, so obviously my number 1, it's got to be a good one, and I think I just talked about it a second.
Fuck you! It better not be.
Really? Goddamn it!
I will just kick you out.
God damn it!
Kick you out of here. Like, we ain't doing this shit.
That's that goddamn bullshit video game you were talking about. I even forgot the name. Something about
Trilogy,
burgers,
Tom Brady, Batman, Hollywood, Drink 4.
Fucking
The fucked up
punish,
motherfucker. The fucked up thing is, when I was a kid, I watched that movie a bunch of times. So I'm sorry.
Trying to save you, motherfucker.
I had to name drop Look Who's Talking To at least once. Okay, fuck off. It's not my number 1. No, it didn't even make my top 10. Okay,
but it made your top 15.
Top 11 for sure.
I fucking hate you.
No. Okay, number 1.
penis.
Number 1. Sorry, not sorry. Fuck it. Empire Strikes Back. This is the greatest goddamn sequel of all fucking time. I don't care. Wash me in your judgment, as the great Phil Keough would say. Empire Strikes Back is the greatest sequel of all time because the children of the 70s went to the movie theater and watched Star Wars and became enamored with this thing. They went batshit insane for Star Wars because of Star Wars. And you know what? It's a great movie. It's a great movie. But it had to be cut down quite a bit. George Lucas's original vision wasn't, let's call it perfect. He had to bring in Steven Spielberg and say, hey, let's trim this piece out and do this. And the final product, amazing film. It was fucking groundbreaking at the time. Where they went from there could have been complete and utter dog shit. The fact that he had the balls to start this thing as episode 4, that was pretty groundbreaking in itself. So when they finally did,
pretty stiff drink, guys. I'm sorry.
So when they finally did release Empire Strikes Back episode 5, like you kind of expected just more laser sword fight and airplanes in space. That's what people expected. No, fuck that. This thing had such a good story. The journey, it's the hero's journey. It's the plight of the antagonist. It's the fucking dominating bad. And you got introduced to Palpatine in this movie. Like, Palpatine is one of the greatest films of all time. I don't care. Darth Vader was so fucking badass in this movie. Cloud City was so fucking mesmerizing. Lando's such a smooth motherfucker. Carrie Fisher looked badass in this movie. Everything about this movie is so fucking good in terms of Star Wars lore. But as a sequel, this thing knocked it out of the park. In terms of sci-fi, fantasy storytelling, this thing had everything. Cloud City, ice planets, laser sword duels, falling through space. Everything you could possibly want in a sci-fi movie, you've got it in The Empire Strikes Back. And I'll be completely honest, like when I was a kid obsessing over the original trilogy, Empire Strikes Back was my least favorite because I didn't get it at the time. Return of the Jedi was my favorite fucking movie. On retrospect, it's one of my least favorite movies, and I'm coming back to it now, and let me tell you why. I've been bookmarking this because I think Lynn asked this question. Why didn't you say Return of the Jedi? Why isn't Return of the Jedi good? Because George Lucas sold the fuck out for Return of the Jedi. It was supposed to be Kashyyyk, and all the goddamn Ewoks were supposed to be fucking Chewbacca's. God damn it, and he sold out to sell kids' toys. Fucking horse shit. The goddamn Empire gets taken down by fucking teddy bears? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
They were cute, though.
No, fuck you. Boba Fett died because of a goddamn fart joke. Boba Fett died because of a fucking fart joke. Fuck you, Return of the Jedi. Fuck you. I'm so goddamn glad The Mandalorian is so fucking good, and they retcon that horse shit. Boba Fett's alive and well, and he's badass, and he's fucking awesome. Watch The Mandalorian. But no, I digress. Return of the Jedi.
No, don't. Cancel Disney.
No.
Cancel.
Return of the Jedi is good. It had a bunch of bullshit. Empire Strikes Back is almost the perfect Star Wars movie. Loved it.
All right. Fair enough. So we got Aliens. We have Empire Strikes Back. Lynn, what is your number one movie sequel?
My number one will come after what I got to say about Empire. Empire Strikes Back. I will do a Clerks Part 1 fucking quote of Empire was my favorite because it ends on such a down note.
Yes.
You know, Luke gets his hand cut off. Han gets fucking frozen in a cryo chamber. It's just a series of fucking bad shit that happens because that's what life is. A series of down notes.
It has one of the most
exactly bad shit happens, and it lets you. It lets you know that bad things happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you had the Battle of Hoth, Ice Planet, fucking awesome fucking goddamn fucking shit. And like video games are like recreating it, which makes it amazing too, because you can be part of it now when you play these certain Star Wars games that are decent.
Right.
My favorite fucking movie, my number one, I'm going to go ahead and God, I had it with me real quick. God damn it. Dude, I was shooting for the hip the whole fucking night. And I really wanted to go with John Wick. I really did.
I wanted to fit him in somewhere too.
Oh, sorry, I had to look who's talking too.
Get that fucking off the screen. I wanted to fit John Wick in somewhere. I just couldn't get it ahead of those.
I really wanted to put John Wick in, but I didn't put John Wick in because I wanted to put in my favorite superhero storyline, which had a sequel. And I can't believe nobody even put it in their top 10. And that was Deadpool 2. Because Jesus Christ, if you're going to fucking top a movie, right. Deadpool 2, fucking top Deadpool 1, hands down. 100%. It was funnier than the fucking sequel, or it was funnier than the prior movie. They introduced the X-Force. They fucking brought in a couple other X-Men characters. There was a shit ton more jokes. It was so much better in any way, shape, or form.
Very underappreciated, yes.
It was completely Deadpool fashion, like fucking third person, fucking knows that the audience is there at every fucking point of the movie.
I haven't seen
and
it
still
yet.
Managed to be one of the greatest fucking movies of all times. And if you haven't seen it yet, holy shit, what is wrong with you? That
so
movie
I have
is so
a bunch
fucking
of
good.
kids, and I hardly ever get a chance to watch my own shit. And
I watched it with my fucking daughter when she was like, as soon as that came out, she was 7, and I was like, "We're watching it," because she watched part 1. I said, "Fuck it, we're watching it."
He's amazing. Ryan Reynolds is incredible, and
dude, I would not kick Ryan Reynolds out of bed if he was eating crackers. He's my fucking.
I'll let him eat my asshole.
If I was gonna have gay sex, it would be with Ryan fucking Reynolds.
Thank you, Lynn. Fuck it. No, you know what, Lynn? We can go Eiffel Tower because Ryan.
What's your wife think of that? I see her in the background.
Dude, she's in the background just smirking. She don't give a fuck.
Right.
She's like, I'll have a 3-way.
It was like, I would love to walk in and see my husband in bed with Ryan Reynolds.
She just shakes her head, yes. She's like, yeah, I'd fuck Ryan Reynolds with you. Fuck it. We'll have a 3-way.
Lynn, I'm going to watch Deadpool 2 tomorrow. Man. I'm going to watch Deadpool 2 tomorrow.
I'm never going to see Ryan Reynolds the same way now.
I've been putting it off.
You were going to fucking love it.
I love the original Deadpool.
All I got to tell you, dude,
I'm just going to picture you and Selena fucking him. So, like,
thank you.
Me.
All I got to tell you is watch the end credit after the movie.
Oh yeah,
you will not be disappointed. It is fucking great.
I need to watch it again.
It's a masterpiece, and I can't wait for Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3 is coming out, and it's on Disney, but they're gonna keep the rated R. So the fact that they actually have the license to fucking Fox, so they get all the X-Men this time.
Yep.
And they got Marvel. Deadpool's going to be fucking legit. Deadpool 3, I'm going to call that one as a sequel, and it didn't even come out yet.
Forget about Matt Groening and The Simpsons.
I'm hyped like a motherfucker.
Matt Groening and The Simpsons have no fucking intent on the future whatsoever. I swear to God, Ryan Reynolds was conceived just to play Deadpool. That's how good Ryan Reynolds is as Deadpool. His whole acting career
you got him right
at him being Deadpool.
Oh yes, I have a complete hard on, buddy.
Yeah, Lynn's got a boner. Talking about Deadpool and having a 3-way. That's
so good.
All right, folks, that wraps up our top 10. Holy shit, that took 2 hours. We did a good job because, I remember doing the video game top 10. Granted, like that turned into a lot of heated debates.
Well, you guys were wrong a lot, so I had to correct you
about Cowboy Kid. Sure.
Yeah.
Tony, you're an idiot.
Cowboy Kid.
No, you're an idiot,
dude. I wasn't even on that podcast, and you're fucking retarded.
We need to rerun and relive it and just do a top 5
No. All we have to do.
We got to go by genre.
All we have to do
Okay.
is just ask the fucking audience right now. What is your top 10? Has anybody even heard of Cowboy Kid?
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, chat.
Type 1 if yes. Type 2 if fucking no idea who Cowboy Kid is. Tony's fucking weird.
If you've ever played Cowboy Kid, type
number
in 1.
2
If you've
in the
never
comments.
played 2.
Let me see here real quick.
No, Pescoff's in the room.
Nobody's going to have played that because Cowboy Kid is one of the most rare NES games of all time. It is one of the most sought after rare NES games. And I'm sorry that I'm so special to have a copy of it and understand how great it is.
Also, look who's talking to his badass. Prove us wrong.
Fucking Justin Chris. Justin Chris knows what the fuck is up. Justin Chris, you can come over and play Cowboy Kid with me any day. I'll even let you be the cowboy.
God.
He would have a 3-way with you and Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my God, me and Justin and Ryan Reynolds just under the covers,
fucking
playing Cowboy
all kinds
Kid.
of ass play going on right there.
Justin's asshole
all
is
kinds of butts.
as we speak.
So good.
So
Yeah,
good.
no, we can definitely do a retrospective. But no, what I really liked about this was it reintroduces us back into the list format. We're going to do a few more of these, but this was kind of a dipping our toes back in the water because we did a
get
lot
away
of
from politics a little bit.
A little bit, yes.
Like there's still going to be politic episodes, but
we're going to have plenty of that.
It's
Corona kind of got us political, man. Just
Well,
saying.
I've always
that.
been really political. I've always just kind of shut up about it, but yeah, I don't know.
Big
Right now, it's so
problem was
toxic.
when we first started doing the show, we did a lot of conspiracy theories and like weird stories and shit like that. But when we got halfway into the year of doing that, we started.
Well, yeah,
doing
me
a
and
little bit
Phil
of
started
politics.
covering politics live, and then Corona hit, and then
Exactly.
then we actually got a bunch of views because we went live. So we're like, fuck it, we'll just keep going live.
No, yeah, Corona and the election kind of dictated the direction of the show, which is fine. Like I'm perfectly
what
happy
the people want.
Yeah, let's give the people what they fucking want. But
that's the thing is where I shine is in the popular culture fucking category. I'm not that fucking great at politics, and I don't give 3 shits. I mean,
politics is
I don't
popular
culture.
It really is.
Well, my pop culture is all about
the division of culture. Is what
politics
is meant to divide culture. So it's like you take popular politics or popular culture and the opposite popular culture, and then you clash. That's politics. That's all it really is. And then you get all these weird all these weird people that try to go head to head on Twitch is the worst fucking place for this. I so hate Twitch. I can't stand it. But it's all these I'm
Twitch.
super intellectual. And I've looked up definitions, all these words, and I'm gonna hammer you down, and we're gonna debate. And they're all fucking retards. Sorry, hard R retards. I can't stand Twitch.
Hard R.
So
Twitch can ban me. I don't care if I lose my Twitch account. I really don't. I've never there's 2 people on Twitch I follow that oh God, everything on there is so fucking cringe. I follow the guy that is the lead singer from All That Remains because he gets on there, he'll play Call of Duty, and then he'll fucking jam out and sing some fucking songs on there. And when I'm driving down the road and I'm I'm tired of hearing the same shit. He's kind of a cool dude, honestly. He doesn't talk politics. He just kind of talks shit. So he's kind of fun to listen to. But other than that, there's not a lot of. Oh God!
I dropped my mic.
I totally get. Yeah, it's weird because I've been doing I've been going back a year. I've been doing the highlight videos of 2020. We've been trying to churn them out once a week. We cover 2-3 episodes. Just give a few.
Yeah. Next one will be out tomorrow. Hopefully, I have some time. This week has been horrible. I haven't been able to finish.
No, that's fine. And I've got the next one ready to go after that. So if you're not, if anybody watching hasn't seen those yet, go back and watch those. They are pretty interesting and fucking hilarious because it gives you a good look where we were as a society just 12 months ago, and it's really interesting.
Stupid stories. We were talking about fucking Gwyneth Paltrow's candle.
Yes,
that was about this time last year.
That was the vagina scented candle.
That was a good one.
There's like a little tuna can with the candle in the middle.
Paltrow's vagina.
I've just gotten like knee deep into the COVID Chronicle episodes, and to see where we were a year ago, like in March of 2020, to where we are now and what we know now, it's actually pretty interesting. So definitely keep up with those, everybody. But I did want to let's touch a little bit on current events, because I think that's one of the big staples of us doing these live shows, and I think we've got to talk just a little bit about this. And I think you probably had an idea that this was going to come up at some point, but you got to appreciate this motherfucker right
Batman.
here. Well, this guy.
Sorry, I'm on a different screen. You're gonna have to tell me what we're looking at. I'm trying to set something up.
So, as we know, the Super Bowl happened just this last weekend. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Tom Brady and Gronkowski, did end up beating the Kansas City Chiefs 31-9. I did not see that coming. They kept Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs out of the entire fucking game. And if you missed the third and fourth down plays where Patrick Mahomes was basically upside down and airborne, throwing touchdown passes that got fucking dropped, go back and watch that shit. Patrick Mahomes is a goddamn incredible athlete. He's an amazing quarterback. I feel bad that he didn't get a touchdown because of the throws he was making. It was fucking fantastic. It all got overshadowed by the Buccaneers getting their first fucking title since like 1910, I think. But Tom Brady, of course, gets his seventh Super Bowl ring. But the big story, Tom
Brady's racist.
Oh, no, fuck that. Tom Brady's the goddamn goat. I don't even care at this point.
Tom Brady fan.
Not a Brady fan. Not a Patriots fan. Fuck that. He's on the Mount Rushmore of fucking football or sports stars. He's earned that. That's another episode. But this motherfucker, this guy right here, the Super Bowl streaker, this guy came out of nowhere. It was hilarious. I laughed my ass off. Come to find out, there's a backstory to this guy. This guy comes out in a fucking a pink onesie, thong riding ass onesie, runs out onto the field. Of course, he gets detained. Doesn't matter. This guy went to a sports book and bet that there would be a streaker during the Super Bowl. Obviously, the odds were going to be pretty low. This was going to be an underdog bet because of COVID, right? The low attendance. So obviously, the bet was going to be a little bit more of a payoff if that happened. This guy hedged his bet. He bet on himself, and that is the true American story, folks. This guy became what he bet on. He went out there and did it, and god damn it, it's a shame that it's not going to work. He actually had his buddy distract officials and distract the bouncers or whatever, just so he could get his ass onto the field and get on TV. He tried to collect on the $375,000 payoff, but apparently the sports book shut him down. And I'm guessing it's just because he himself was the streaker. I'll get into this a little bit. The streaker interrupted Super Bowl LV on Sunday by flashing across the field. May see another interruption in his future that will impact his bank account. With 5:03 left in the fourth quarter, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers leading the Chiefs 31-9, the streaker, Yuri Andrade, got onto the field and began running around, trying to elude stadium security and staff in the process. This is coming from NJ.com, by the way. MassLive.com reports Andrade was arrested for misdemeanor trespassing and released on a $500 bond. According to the front office sports AJ Perez, Andrade placed a $50,000 bet with Bovada, an offshore sports book, on a prop bet that someone would get on the field during the game. Perez added that Bovada had a $1,000 betting limit placed on the prop bet, and Andrade later said that he told some friends about what he was planning to do and recommended that they submit a wager. Insider trading, Martha Stewart. With the odds being plus 750, Andrade was slated to win $375,000 for his stunt. However, Bovada says that it would investigate each wager and void any of the streaker bets made by Andrade or any other person involved with the stunt, meaning the sports book would not pay the money. Perez said one person who placed an $800 bet and won $6,000 was told he would not receive the money, and his Bovada account was closed. So, thoughts on this?
Now,
The house always get the money.
yeah. I mean, there's rules that favor the house all the time. So, like, if you're gonna place a bet that nobody's gonna shoot the president, and then you go shoot the president, like, duh. You're not going to win that money. It's like,
it comes down to me. Like, I get why he did it, and it makes perfect sense. And I would have fucking done it too. Like,
if I were him, I would have paid his buddy. Like, why did he take it upon himself?
That's exactly what I was going to fucking say.
I would have been like, hey, Tony, I put a $50,000 bet that somebody's going to jump out here. I'm going to go distract this dude. You run out there. I'll split it with you.
Yeah,
it's $375,000. I'll split it in half with you if you go run out there and get arrested, and I'll bail you out.
Yeah, you're gonna get bailed out. The fucking payoff is worth it. But why? Yeah, exactly. Why did he place the bet and then he do it? The smartest thing would have been to do, like you just said, have somebody else place the wager, give them the money, they place the wager, you go out and fucking do it, you collect the cash, you make it fucking rain at the clubs later that night. That's not foresight. This guy should have had a little foresight.
All right. My account on the whole thing is the next morning, I get back. I'm hanging out in the garage, smoke a cigarette, start watching TikTok videos, and sure enough, the bravado of this motherfucker. There's already a YouTube video about how much money he's making off of this shit, and oh my god, this guy's a great fucking hero. If he'd have kept his fucking mouth shut, he would have won his money. It'd have been fine. But no, he had to brag. He had to brag to everybody he knew.
He went to a bar afterward.
Nobody would have caught on. Yeah. Nobody would have caught on. But no, he's posing for pictures with other dude. I struck, and sure enough, I fucking bet that I was gonna streak, and I struck anyway. Dude, this guy fucking deserves to lose every fucking dime ever, because you never fucking brag about your fucking accomplishments ever.
Yeah.
Dude, be humble.
It sucks.
Like the song. Be humble.
Be humble.
Be humble.
Yeah.
He went through with it. He did it to win a bet. Like, I get why he did it. He went through with it. You gotta applaud the guy for chasing his dream, right? But should have had a little foresight. If you hedge your bet like that, humble. You're gonna get fucked. The book always wins, okay, folks? The book always fucking wins.
Let's move this over to the post show. There's not a whole lot of people watching anymore. Post show link is in our Discord server. I popped the Discord link. Let me find it here. Here's the Discord link. Dropping it in the chat right now. If you would like to join our post show, you don't have to jump on camera or talk or do anything. You can just sit and listen. Just pop into the private chat and let us know what you prefer, and you can hang out with us there. Otherwise, just hang out in our Discord anyway, because we pop a lot of fire fucking memes that you can't post on Facebook or anywhere else. A lot of that dirty, stank shit that got Tony. Tony gets kicked off of Facebook for a lot of what we post.
No, I got banned on TikTok this week, so new ground.
Yes, new grounds. Now you can find Tony at the Dog and Chicken Show, or Tony from the Dog and Chicken Show is now your new handle. Yes.
Yeah, I'll get that all cemented away and we'll promote that later if I want to even stick around. Fucking TikTok.
Man,
Bitches.
TikTok looks at Tony and he's like, and they're all like,
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
I was a bad dude.
Tony is a bad dude. All right. Good night, folks. As always, appreciate you. I have no idea what we're gonna end up doing with the locals page. Today's a weird time for cancel culture, and I have no idea if Facebook's gonna be around in 12 months, or Twitter, or because I voted for Trump, I don't know where I'm allowed to be. Like, I'm not being hyperbolic here. I really don't know. So I'm going to go with the old
Canceled.
I'm going to go with the old locals outro, only because you can still join locals for free, and you can still see, like, you can still chat with us on there for free. But if you want to support the show, you want to support what we're doing, you can drop a one-time, or you can drop a monthly and subscribe on there. I'll be honest, there's not a lot of special content on there right now, so I don't want to rip anybody off or anything. But if you wish to contribute to the show, absolutely jump onto our locals, yeah, if you want to give us $2 a month, or
Jeff will do it. He's got
donation.
a lot of money.
Yeah, well, hook us up. Trying something different. I would love to get out of a corporate job. I would love to. I'd love to do full-time research and full-time research and make videos and shit on people and not have to worry about
all these shows for all of us.
Yeah, I'd like to not have to get canceled every time I say something and work for myself, but I can't do that right now. I don't have enough saved. I'm working on that. I'm saving. But you can speed that up, folks. Here's our outro. Appreciate you as always. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week on Thirsty Thursdays. As always, appreciate you. Love you. Bye.
Good night, fucker.